Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
We're Derps and Burps, the podcast for all gamers, spiritual souls, and creative minds out there.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 13th episode, Stefie. Oh my God.
Wild.
Holy moly. I think that is one of the things that I've been the longest committed to in a very long time. Guys, can you believe that we've been here every week for 13 weeks? We had like no, I don't want to do that. We didn't skip a single week. We're actually committed.
Yeah. And that's thanks to you, Julia, I have to say, because the beginning was like
two people.
I know, but in the beginning I was like, will I be able to do this every week? Blah blah blah. And then it became routine, and I'm enjoying this so much now because it's like we know this one day, once a week, we're just like sitting down together, talking about whatever we feel like and having a good time. I really enjoy that. Thank you for that.
No. Listen, that is you too, okay? I wouldn't do this without you. I just need to Google something real quick. 12 weeks are how many days?
12 times 7?
84. 84 days. Okay. So I just Googled how long it takes to form a new habit. And to form a new habit is taking between 18 and 254 days. So I think we're in a good way. Okay, technically it's already a new habit. Like
we're halfway there then.
Yeah, I cannot even imagine having a week without recording. To be honest,
neither can I.
It's like therapy for me. It's like, oh my God, we got therapy this week.
We're talking.
Yep. But anyway, guys, sorry for the long intro again. It just really makes me hyped every single week when we're here. And today we have a great topic for you. You probably read the title already. Real gamer girls near you. So you have Stefie and me here. We're obviously real gamer girls, right? Like we live from playing video games. And we're gonna be discussing what makes you a real gamer girl today. We're gonna be talking about what were the games in our childhood, what are the games we're currently playing, what are the games that brought us great memories, what are games we hate, all of the good stuff. So if you're here for that, you're gonna have to hold on a little bit longer because we're gonna have the listener of the week, then we're gonna update you about our daily life, and then we're gonna get into the topic. But I think Stefie found a really cute and long comment today from a listener called Nicholas, right, Stefie?
It's Nicholas Soko on YouTube, guys, and he commented on our episode 9, which was the It's Okay to Fail episode. Listen now. He says, 5 years ago, I remember I was about to finish school with the Realabschluss. I don't know the English word either for that. It's basically A-levels. No, not A-levels.
No. It's junior high school, I think. A little bit higher than junior. So it's like between junior and senior high.
And then he says, and at that time I was like, okay, I'll be a chef, I guess, because I kind of liked cooking, and went on. Of course, my dream was studying, but in my mind I was like, okay, I didn't get the grades, so it shouldn't have been that way. 1 year into the chef apprenticeship, and it was a living nightmare. To clarify, I was raised in a home where shouting and arguing loud pretty often was kind of the everyday standard. And since I'm more likely to take something very closely, I was already pretty anxious when people around me started getting louder, which, as you could expect in a kitchen, is pretty worse with the harsh mentality mostly there. First, I was like, maybe I'll just have to man up. But as time went on, I were more sure that I didn't want to do that. So about half a year later of finding out what I really wanted to do, warehouse logistics operator, which is basically a more educated term for working in a warehouse, packing and preparing goods for being sent to companies and customers. Although it took me over 2 years of being fully in a company, before that just being at a placeholder company and rejected by other weeks before I should have started there as a full-time apprentice. I managed to finish it last year in summer, and I am now at a don't know the English word, but the German one is Fachhochschule. It's basically it's a university, not university, but a school for applied sciences, usually.
Yeah, it's basically like a university. Like it's in Europe, it's like on the same level as a university, I think.
Yeah, that's where I was as well. But
Yeah,
what he
exactly.
means now is a bit different because he says it's the school where you're basically getting your high school certificate, the
Oh,
A
never mind.
level, and then he's able to
Oh,
study
okay.
after. So he's basically
Okay.
he just finished his A levels after work. So you guys in your podcast always remind me, especially this episode, that sometimes just going in a different direction is the right way, and that there's no reason to not chase your dreams. Long story short, there's always a way to catch your dreams, and if it may take 5 years, the effort and feeling when you've done it will make it worth. Promise.
Aw, that is so cute. Niklas, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I think it was a really, really good one. I think
Yeah.
it was also a really good point that he made, that it doesn't matter, you know. I think we've all been at the point where you feel like, again, as we had in that episode, you failed and you might not
Yeah.
be good enough or talented or too dedicated enough to follow a certain dream that you have. But
Yeah.
again, like if this dream keeps on being in your life and popping up and comes to you in waves, maybe it's supposed to be that way, right?
Yeah.
So no matter where you're in life, no matter if you're just like 18, if you're 30, if you're a mom, if you're never finished your education, whatever it is, it's never too late, guys. Okay?
Yeah.
Stop with this mentality that when you reach a certain age that it's too late to fulfill your dreams. Like, you can be literally 60 and you decide from tomorrow on you want to learn of becoming a tailor or a tattoo artist. Then do that. Like, we're not living in the fucking 40s or 50s anymore where your life was over once you hit, like, I don't know, 30 or 40. You can be whoever you want to be. You can change your ways. The way you live, the way you think, the way you work, whatever it is, it's never too late for that. So believe in yourself and be like Niklas. And if you really want to do something, do it.
We're proud of you,
work.
Niklas.
We're really, really proud of you, and thank you so much also for the nice words, right? Towards the podcast, we really appreciate
and for sharing this like personal story.
Yeah, for sure. For sure,
Yeah.
it's for sure something that not everybody is willing to state in such a public way, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. So I'm gonna start with what's going on, what's new this week, you know, because this time it's really been a week since we talked. A lot has happened, I think, especially for Stefie.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start a little bit. I got a new barbecue, guys. I bought a gas grill. I stepped up from having years and years of just like, I mean, it's nothing bad about like the fireplace grill, like the round little ball grills. I don't know, they look like a round ball. So now I have like a big girl grill, and let me tell you, those things are fucking hard to build. I was like, oh yeah, it's fine, I'm gonna build it myself. It took me 3 hours to
Wait,
build.
really?
Yeah, like literally.
My
3 hours.
stepdad has the same, I think.
Really?
Like what I've seen on your pictures and videos, I think we have the same, yeah.
It's amazing. It's really, really good. I got it from Metro. It was like on sale. I think it's usually over 400 euros. And at Metro, I think it was on sale for 350 or 370 or something like that. So it was a really good deal. But yeah, I built it alone. So it was not hard in the sense of being complicated. But if you build it alone, because Nathan was still sleeping, and I did it in the morning. So it was a little bit hard to like hold the pieces in place and screw. And so yeah, but I managed it. And yesterday we had the first barbecue and it was so good. And I saw,
but it was cold yesterday, wasn't it?
No, it was perfect.
Julia can't
actually.
wait. Really, it was so cold here.
Yeah, like it was perfect. I was really worried that that yesterday would be a bad day because the day before it was snowing, like in the evening, and then during the day on Sunday it was super warm. All the snow was gone. We had full sun, and then as soon as everybody left, like they left like at 8 or 9, literally half an hour later it started snowing again.
Oh my god!
So it was like meant to be. We had like the perfect time with the sun out and warm. And it was just, I don't know, the perfect time. Mother Nature was like, you will be blessed with the perfect day of barbecuing.
Nice.
And I enjoyed it. I think everybody enjoyed it. I was a bit worried because I usually always had grills over like the open fire, you know, and like coal. So it's like, oh, maybe the taste isn't as good. But I have to say, it is really just the open flame. It doesn't really matter if you're above wood or charcoal or just an open gas flame. I didn't really have felt any huge difference in the taste.
Okay.
Yeah. No. So that was really good. Like obviously it's different if you have like a full-on smoker or something like that. Obviously you can compare that, but was really, really happy. Then last week, we picked up Nathan's car.
Finally.
Because we last week we had to record early. I tortured Stefie. But it was worth it. We got the car, everything works again. Then my workout and my eating plan with Laura is going great. I've lost 3 kilos so far.
Nice.
So I'm feeling so healthy. Like it's crazy. My energy levels, I'm not eating shit anymore. You know, like I'm like the person that like molten cheese and not molten cheese, like melted cheese.
No chalky anymore?
Yeah, of course. I'm eating whatever I want. I'm eating whatever I want. Like the main difference is that I track my food, which I did in the past before as well. But the one thing that I never did, weirdly, I never really tracked my macros. So even though maybe in the past I would just eat the right amount of calories, I would eat a lot of fat and carbs. So obviously carbs and fat have way more calories than protein, right? Yeah. So if you eat like 1,500 calories or 1,700, 800, whatever it is that you eat in your diet, if you eat that in carbs and fat, you're not gonna be really filled. But this time, Laura gave me like macro goals, so I eat way more protein than I usually do, and now I'm actually struggling to eat the calories that I'm supposed to do because it's so filling. Yeah, like it doesn't matter, you know, if you eat like if it's chicken or if you have a protein shake or if you eat like a lot of beans or lentils or something that has a lot of protein, like all of that food is so filling. So it's like almost I need to force myself to eat because I know, oh no, I didn't eat enough yet. Because
that's
I'm like
crazy.
Or like skyr, you know, like yogurt or something like that. Skyr with a lot of protein as well. Like in the evening, I'm sitting there with a bowl. I'm like, oh no, I need to eat this to eat fucking go. Otherwise, my biceps won't grow. So it's so weird because usually I'm always the other way. I'm like, oh no, I can't eat. I don't have enough. And now I'm like, oh no, I need to eat more. So it's been really weird, new way of learning how my body functions. And then if you actually, because I mean, obviously, like, the principle, like I knew that protein was important for your body, but I never really like checked how many grams of protein I eat every day. And so yeah, that's really interesting because like obviously even if you don't work out, like proteins are the building blocks of your body, right? So even just regenerating your cells and everything, like your body needs it. And I just feel so much better eating enough protein. Like I still need to find like a lot of different sources because now I'm always like, oh no, what do I need to do? You know, if I'm not hitting it, I'm just drinking a shake or something like that. Or like having chicken, but I don't want to eat like, I don't know, so much chicken all the time. I want to find like vegetarian options as well, which with yogurt and shakes works really good. But yeah, and I lost 3 kilos already. So
nice.
And I don't feel like I'm really restricting myself because I can still eat whatever I want. As long as I stay into my macros, so it's really nice. So thank you again, Laura. Then best coach ever. Today we're working out again. I'm gonna get tortured at 6 p.m. Let's go. And yeah, I have to say, but I mean, I have to say, Laura takes really good care of me, and we did a lot of like mobility for my knee because I had a knee injury when I was way younger. And it's the first time my knee injury is kind of flaring up again. And now I start doing a lot of like mobility warm-ups. So I'm really, really happy to do that under her great guidance. Oh yeah, I also got all the final approvals for my new merch drop that is probably gonna be releasing in May. So I'm gonna be able to start teasing soon. With the pictures and stuff, and then beginning of May we're gonna have a new t-shirt, a new hoodie, and an apron. So
nice. Ooh, cool.
Yeah, some really,
so I can you know what, I can wear that at work then.
Oh my god, that would be so cute.
I can promote you at the street food markets.
It's amazing. That's amazing. I'm gonna make sure to send you one as soon as I
Yeah.
get them.
And then I need to ask Nita, we need to take pictures.
Awesome.
After everyone like being sick for the past 2 months.
Oh
That
yeah.
was,
I mean, it's crazy. Freaking
yeah.
Roni, right? Yeah, and then that's basically it. Just the only thing is I finally ordered some clothes again because I'm going to Dubai in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. Oh my god, I'm so excited. First holiday in so long. So I
cool.
ordered a bunch of bikinis. So yeah.
Where did you order?
Just H&M, you know, like our well shaped good bikinis.
Ooh, me likey.
Yeah.
Also, you know what we forgot, Julia?
What did we forget?
Technically, it was Easter yesterday, guys. I hope you had some
True.
lovely holidays. No matter, like if you celebrated or not, I just hope you had some nice holidays and nice food and everything.
Nice,
That's what I wanted to throw in.
Yeah, for sure. Like, completely forgot about that, to be honest. So yeah, for me as well. I hope you had nice holidays. So Steffu, what's new with you? I think that was all the news from me.
All right, a lot has happened last week, guys. First of all, I'll start with like the days, like what happened per a day until now. First of all, I went bouldering for the very first time on Thursday last week, and it was super, super, super fun. I really, really, really enjoyed it. And like it was a day, the past 2 days last week, like Wednesday and Thursday, were like I was super pissed and like frustrated because my ranked games were just ultra insanely bad games. So I was super frustrated, didn't really want to socialize or anything. Or
You're talking about Apex or which games?
Yeah,
Okay.
Apex. And I was super grumpy the whole 2 days. And then our like friends group, like Ben, Maria, and all the girls, started going to the boulder hall like I think 2 months ago. And last week was like Max joined as well for the first time 2 weeks ago, and he wanted to go as well last week. And then I was like, man, I don't want to go outside, I don't want to talk to my friends, I'm just grumpy, I want to drown in my self-pity now. And then Max said, no, we're going today. And then I was like, oh, okay, we're going. And then we went there, and I was, you know, that when you're like drowning in your self-pity, sometimes you just want to stay there.
You want to marinate in it.
Yes, and I know exactly whenever I do something like physically sports, I know it makes me happy and gets me out of this like frustrating situation or state I'm in. But at that time I didn't want to, even though I knew it will help me, right? Get like into a better mood again. And then Max pushed me and I was like, okay, let's go. It was like the whole hall was crowded. It's like 3 different floors with a lot of like different how to say
rocks to climb on.
paths where you can climb on, like for beginners. Like it's separated in colors so you can differentiate, and there's like 2 colors like turquoise and purple, which are the easier ones when you start, and I did those. And it was so much fun. Like we were there for an hour, and after an hour I was like, oh my god, I don't feel my arms anymore, I can't. But it's so cool. And then funny thing, guys, you have these chalk bags there where like you put the chalk, like the magnesia, on your hands, right? You can also borrow the shoes there if you don't have your own shoes. They're super, like they get cleaned every single time, so nothing's like it's not, you don't have to worry about that. And what I didn't know, there were like there's these mats, right, on the floor, so you can't hurt yourself when you fall down. There were like the chalk bags standing around.
Oh, no.
And I thought those are just like basic chalk bags from the hall that are standing around, so you can just use them like make your hands ready for climbing. And then I don't know, after half an hour, my friends told me these are private chalk bags or people who rented them.
Oh no.
From the hall, and I didn't know. And then I was like, oh my god, this guy was actually like this one chalk bag. I just put my hands in. This guy was literally sitting next to his chalk bag and didn't say anything. And I felt so bad. And then
Oh
I almost grabbed kids chalk bag and wanted to like wipe my hands again. And then
no. Oh
Max said, "Hey, that's
no.
not ours." And I was like, "Oh, I thought they were just standing around so everyone can use them."
Oh
And then they all
no.
started laughing and we're like, "No, you have to bring your own."
Oh no.
And
Did you say something to the guy then
no, I
afterwards?
couldn't because he didn't say anything to me. He was just looking at me. Maybe he knew I was new or like figured I was new and didn't know because I would have said sorry, right, if I knew.
Yeah, of course.
But
Oh
I
no.
just went there completely like innocent new person at this fucking like climbing bouldering hall and wanted to just get my magnesia on my hands.
Oh
He was
no.
just sitting there. And it happened like 3 times. I think I did it 3 times in
But
different
hey,
bags with
but
different
hey,
bags.
I think it's at least a good advice for me because I want to go with my friends like Caro, Subs,
Yeah.
Nathan. Like we've been talking for 2 years that we want to go bouldering, and we haven't yet. So I think you saved me from some
Yeah.
embarrassment in the future. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I ordered my own chalk bag last week, so this won't happen again. But yeah, Julia, go for it. It's so much fun, really.
It
It's
is right.
so much fun. Yes, I really enjoyed it. And I want to do it now every week at least once.
Hmm.
And I said like if I can get to do it like 1 or 2 months, I'll buy my own shoes. I already found some shoes I really like. Guys, I'm just waiting. Like I looked up everything, as Julia, whenever we're
Yeah,
into something, I just want to have the full
everything.
equipment.
Of course,
so
obviously.
so yeah, that's like I'm super excited about this. I'm very enjoying doing something again, like
Hmm.
sports wise. Even though you just go there for an hour and climb around, it's very like exhausting.
Mm.
It's tough in the beginning, but it's so much fun. And they also change like the routes every week, so nothing is the
Oh,
same.
really? Oh, that's
Mhm.
sick.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
that's
so
a lot
cool
of
as
work for
well.
them as well, though.
Yeah, yeah. And now I think I have found something for myself where I can like have fun while doing sports because it's you set yourself goals with like reaching the goal on top, right,
Mm.
of the routine and shit. So it's a very cool activity. You
Yeah.
need to tell me if you go there,
Oh
like
yeah,
how you liked
I
it.
will for sure. Like I think we also kind of want to go now because Anna, so
Mhm.
the child of my friend, she's like 1.5 now and she's like a little monkey.
Ooh.
Like she tries to like
Yeah.
climb up the cat trees and everything. And I think in the bouldering hall that we have in Klagenfurt, they also have like a little kids area. So
Yeah,
I
there were a
think
lot of kids in ours as well.
yeah, I think
Mhm.
it's really really good for them as well. So
Yeah.
I think it should happen soon. I
Yeah.
hope, but I'm gonna keep you
That's so
updated for
nice.
sure.
Yeah, it's so cool. I really enjoy it. I'm so happy I found something I enjoy doing outside of my
Yeah.
apartment while not only sitting in my chair. Um, but yeah, beside that, first I just finished my first work weekend at the street food market again
Oh yeah, how was it?
because like
Cold?
season started. It was fucking cold. Um, it was snowing. It was 0 degrees, I think, on
Damn.
Saturday. It wasn't even warm in the truck, even with the grill and the fryer and everything we have in. Like it didn't get warm inside. It was insanely cold.
Oh
Um
no.
so yeah, but was fine. We had a lot of fun. I always love like meeting with my bosses again because my one of my bosses is like my second dad and I just love talking with him. He's just amazing. It's like
That's
so
so
much fun all the
nice.
time. I really enjoy it. So yeah, I'm a bit exhausted still today, also because I had sore muscles after bouldering. And then working 3 days, like basically 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
But enjoy that. Then biggest news, Max and I are finally living alone in this apartment.
Oh hell yeah, let's go.
Oh my god, yesterday, I swear to you, I came home after work at 9, half past 10, took a shower, and then started sorting out the whole bathroom because like one of the shelves is free now for us, right?
Yeah.
I did that. I cleaned everything. I put in everything of us, so like our bathroom looks like cleaner again now. Then I went to Sim's former like room, which gonna
Mm-hmm.
be our sleeping room. I cleaned some dirt from the wall and shit already after. Like it was I don't know, I cleaned until midnight, I think, because I
Oh
was
my
so
God.
excited. Yeah. So we should move the bed by tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, the best
And
sleep ever for you.
I'm so excited. I can't tell you. It's like just knowing no other like presence is in this room. You know what I mean? Like you
Mm.
can't feel anyone else but Mux, or I can't feel anyone else but Mux and myself in this apartment. It's just so, for the very first time. I've been living in Graz for 10 years now, and this is the very first time
Wow.
I live
Holy
alone
shit,
with
10
my
years
partner.
already.
Mm,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Next year is 10 years. We're now in the 10th year, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So
Insane.
excited for you.
Yeah, same. So yeah. And the last thing is just like internet provider drama, but I don't really want to bother you with that. I don't know myself like what's happening with them, but
The
so
classic
we should
Austrian
just hop
providers.
into Ma,
Okay,
stop it.
then
Um
let's skip that then. Let's skip that
yeah.
and let's go straight into our topic today. So, as a little reminder for you listening today, the topic is real gamer girls near you, which is in this case the two of us, Steffi and me. But what we kind of wanted to talk about, we realized that a lot of you know us through Twitch. We did a little introduction episode. We talked about our personalities. We talked a lot about, deeper topics and stuff. We talked about OnlyFans a lot, but we realized we didn't really talk a lot about gaming. And in the end, I think that's the thing that we're known the most about, probably because we
Mm,
work on Twitch. But we also wanted to give you a little bit of a deep dive about like our whole gaming situation. Like, how did we get into gaming? Was it early? Were we like late teenagers, late bloomers, whatever? Did we start with consoles? When did we have our first PC? Those kind of things. What were our favorite games? Which brought us memories? Yada yada yada. And then once we went through all of this, I think, or at least that's the way I imagine it, and I hope that's okay for you. I would kind of like to talk with Steffi about what makes somebody a gamer girl, right? Because we get
mm,
often thrown stuff around, especially like on Twitch or in social media, like, oh yeah, you're not a real gamer. So I also kind of want to touch on the topic for us. What makes
mhm,
you a gamer? Where do you like draw the line and stuff like that?
mhm.
But before getting into this, I would just like to start about how did you get into gaming, Steffi? What is like your first memory with gaming that you have?
My very first memory is my uncle sitting on the toilet with his Game Boy playing Tetris.
Oh my
When I
god!
was
For me, it
like,
was my uncle with the Game Boy as well.
oh, it's that was I can like I swear to you, we were in Grado. They had like a little like
No,
holiday
don't tell me it
apartment
was in
there.
Italy.
Yes, it
No,
was in Italy.
stop. Oh my god,
Yes,
I'm sorry that I'm screaming. That is literally how I started gaming.
really?
It was in Bibione, but it was in Italy that I
Yeah,
started gaming.
yeah.
Stop it. And it was my uncle. No.
That's
Stop.
insane. That is so insane
Lord.
right now.
Oh my god. Okay,
That's just like
kind of
that is
fucked up.
my very first memory when I was, I don't know, 5 or even younger. No, I must have been even younger.
Sorry for
And we
screaming, by the way.
drove there. No. And
But that was
sorry. And we drove there to their holiday apartment for having a few nice days with my aunt, uncle, like our family. And I literally see it in like
in
now
front of your
still
eye.
how he's sitting there like grabbing, not say like a, I can't remember everything, but I know exactly how the toilet looked, and that he had his Game Boy always on like in the back
Uh-huh.
on this little shelf in the toilet, and then he grabbed his Game Boy and played Tetris. I remember that so
Oh my
well.
god, that was
And
amazing.
then basically through my parents, actually, because they bought back in the days, I think the first PlayStation
Mhm.
with Rayman and all the games,
Mhm.
and they were addicted. Like my mom
Really?
is still like, she knows when she starts gaming, she just like ignores and lets everything else fall if like she gets so addicted to a game. That's why she stopped playing video
Oh my
games.
god.
And my parents were both super addicted, and I was like just sitting there. I was allowed to watch. I never I didn't play. I was just watching them play. um and then I think, I don't know, I can't remember when Spyro came out and Crash Bandicoot, but those were the games I played with my mom then together and my
Mhm.
dad. And before that they were playing also Pandemonium and Heart of Darkness. I remember Heart of Darkness very well because my
What
dad
kind of
was
game
like
is that? I have no idea what that
um
is.
uh, how to say it? What's fuck
Like
jump
a
and
jump and
run
run?
basically.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Where you have to collect, I can't even remember. It's like a boy with a dog and then he gets soaked into
Oh.
this world or something like that, or he has to save the dog. I can't remember the story anymore correctly.
Mm,
um but it was like a dark game, so
okay.
not really for my eyes actually, but I didn't have any nightmares or anything. I was just super excited whenever my dad played it. And I was watching, and Pandemonium is also like jump and run.
Okay, okay.
um but yeah, Super Mario, like Nintendo 64 was the one my cousin had first, I think.
Mhm.
So we played, was it Sonic on it? Um and I loved Spyro on the PlayStation. Spyro
Yeah.
was my all-time favorite game.
I
I
actually
also had a crush on
never
him.
played Spyro.
Really?
No, I never. It's
Oh,
funny.
I was like,
We played the opposite games, I think.
really?
Yeah. Yeah,
What
it's
did you
really funny.
play?
So for me, it started like similar for you. Like we
Yeah.
always went on family holidays together.
Yeah.
But to Bibione, so not Grado,
Mhm.
but Bibione in Italy. And I remember the first time it was my uncle also. He was a
Mhm.
huge gamer. Like he always played video games. And I remember him bringing to the beach. Like we had like always like we were like a big family always going on holidays, so we had like
Mhm.
those beach places with the umbrellas next to each other, like three or
Yeah,
four.
yeah.
And I just remember building like a sandcastle, and
Mhm.
he pulls out of his backpack this huge gray brick, like the first Game Boy,
Yeah.
the gray
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is this? And I just remember hopping onto next to him and just watching what he was doing on the Game Boy. I must have been the most annoying little shit ever. And I would just sit there like a monkey, like looking over his shoulder, like crazy what he was doing. And he was also, I think it was like Tetris first and the first Super Mario game and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I just remember being so captured by whatever it was that he was doing because I never saw it before. Like my
Yeah.
parents were never really gamers or anything. So that was the first time I got kind of in touch beside of also like in Italy, they have the Spielehöllen. They have like those
The arcades.
the arcades. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. The gaming arcades. So we used to always spend the evenings there with the
Yeah, same.
shitons. Like you would get
And you
like
had
the
to pay
coins.
in lire.
Yeah, you had to pay in
And like
Italian
swap.
money.
Yeah.
And you had those little plastic capsules where you put the coins in and put it around your neck,
Yeah.
and you would go into
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
arcade. Oh my
Oh
god! And I played there like the Tekken, like with the sticks and
Mhm.
the buttons back then, and like the racing games, the Formula One games and stuff. And I remember it was always like a restaurant where we were going, and then my cousins and me would always be allowed once we finished the food. Like the parents would stay in a restaurant, and we would go in arcades and play there. So that was like my first contact
Yeah.
with it. And I think in the same year or the year after, it was actually, I think we celebrated New Year's or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was New Year's. I remember now because my uncle was such a sneaky little man. He actually bought, it was the Game Boy Pocket back then.
Mhm.
So it was the first Game Boy after the big gray one. It
Mhm.
was like a small version. It was still only black and gray. And he had a pink one, like flamingo pink. And
Oh
I think
damn.
secretly he bought it for me, kinda, but
Okay.
kinda didn't. And that was the first time I was allowed to play with it. Like he would never give me his old one. And it was New Year's there. And I was like, if I can, my mom was like, maybe you can ask him, maybe you can borrow it, right? And I was like, can I borrow it? And he's like, yeah, sure, you can borrow it till next year. And it was New Year's. So I was like,
Lol.
he fucking tricked me. But in the end, I was allowed to keep it for a long time, and I was like playing so much with it. And I think we ended up buying like the old Game Boy from him, like the big brick,
Mhm.
and gave him back the pocket back then. And so that was actually the first memory. Like my dad never really got into gaming. Like I don't think he never had any interest in that kind of stuff. But my mom actually always played Super Mario with me. And I don't know if you remember the first Super Mario on the Game Boy. It was like levels, and you had like I think maximum 3 hearts. So you could die 3 times, and if you died the fourth time, you had to start over.
I can hear it. Oh my
Yeah.
god. And all the sounds it made with the boxes and when you jump. Oh my
Exactly.
god.
So, and I would not make it further than to a certain level. And my mom would be able to finish the whole Super Mario. Like, I think till this day, I wouldn't be able to do this with 3 HP.
You remember, is it like one level with the lion?
Yeah, exactly.
with
the
this-
line. That's the end boss, I think. Or
Oh
is
my
it in the
god.
Egyptian thingy? Was it that? And there's one level, I think that's like one of the last, where you fly a plane and you shoot with the plane. Do you know that level? It's like, I think one of the last. Like my mom literally finishes Super Mario within like the fastest time. So I was never able to get there to fly the plane and shoot. And that was also cool when I saw her. You know what my mom would do? She would play till that point with 3 lives still. Like she wouldn't die a single time. Then give me the Game Boy so I can play 3 rounds with the airplane, crash obviously after 10 seconds each, and then she would play till this point again. So that was like,
because there was not much saving there back.
No, you couldn't.
Back
If you
then, guys.
died, you had to start all over again. There was no like nothing. So thinking back, my mom was actually really good at that. And I didn't have any consoles. I was already friends with Verena back then, right? And Verena had like everything. Like she got all the consoles and stuff. And she would have the Super Nintendo, like the first Nintendo console, I think it was, like with the round edges, like kind of thing. And we played like all the Mario games where like Mario would turn into Tanuki Mario and that kind of stuff, and like the best of collections. So we played this. And I remember, and I still have this console till this day on my, like under my TV. My dad bought me my first console, and that was a Nintendo 64. A pink see-through one.
Oh.
Yeah, like, and I still have it, and it still works, and I love it. And I had so many games. I played like all the Pokemon games, you know, like I started obviously on the Game Boy with Red. Obviously, we all like Pokemon Red, not Blue. If you had Blue, you were not cool.
Yellow.
Yeah, that came after, but first it was Red and Blue that came out. I played Yellow as well. Then came Silver and Gold, and then what was it, Pearl and Diamond or something? I think I kind of played till then, and then I was like stopping. But I played on the Nintendo 64 like so much. I played what's it called? Like all the Pokemon games. Obviously, I played one game that I got from my older cousin, which is literally the coolest game. I sadly don't have it anymore because I actually gave it back then. But it's what is it called? Conker's Bed for a Day or something like that. It's called. You probably don't know it. You play like a squirrel, and he is a drunk, and he goes into clubs, and there's prostitutes, and he needs to fight against the evil people. And I don't know, it's a really fucked Nintendo 64 game. Like it is one of the collector's games. Like I think if you want to buy it now, it's like between 100 and 300 euros just for the game.
Yeah.
Because I want to have that game so much. Like I don't remember the storyline anymore, but I just remember I'm not allowed. My mom never let me look at the game because he would get drunk and would have hookers and like really funny game. So yeah, this is the one game that is like missing in my collection. If anybody of you listening has that game still at home and would be wanting to sell that to me, I would love to take it if it still works. That is like one of my biggest memories of like the very early days of gaming for me. Did you how did it start with you and PC gaming? Did you like get your own PC? Did you like play on family PCs first, or was it the one when you played on Max's PC for the first time?
No, for the very first time I remember, like my dad back in the days was a graphic designer, like and had his company, and he was working on a Mac, iMac back then. The very like one of the very first ones with like they were super thick, but had
The
this you could
see-through sides?
yes, we had turquoise, I think, if I
Yeah, yeah.
remember correctly. And obviously for Mac there weren't any
Games,
games
right?
back then, but he found like it was a Lion King game with
From
Timon and
the
Pumbaa.
Yeah, it was from the
It was
Kellogg's. You remember that? It's the Kellogg
those
games.
as well, those worked as well, but I had a different one, I think, where
Okay.
you can like it was a puzzle game. I can't remember exactly like what else you could do, but there was a lot of things with all the bugs like were running around and you had to like
Had to
put them
eat them. Yeah,
together.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
was that the Kellogg's
Yeah,
game
yeah, yeah,
then?
yeah. I think so.
Okay,
I
okay,
think so.
okay.
It was like maybe not the first Kellogg's game, because the first one was like the jump and run where you have to jump on like the
Yeah,
giraffe heads and like that kind of stuff. But I
yeah,
remember one as well where you had to like get the bugs and feed it to Pumbaa or something like that. Was
yeah,
it that?
yeah.
Or
And
him? I'm
puzzles and
not sure. Yeah, yeah.
everything. Yeah. And that worked on Mac as well. So I was always like, when he was done working, I could, like, he was sitting on his chair, I could sit on his lap, and then we played these games together. That was my first PC experience when I was very little. I was in kindergarten back then.
Mm-hmm.
Then what came next? My grandma, that was very early. I can't even remember how old I was. She got a PC and like super old modem when internet like became a thing, right? And we had Mohun,
Yeah, yeah, I
the
remember.
Mohun game where you had
Yeah.
to shoot the chickens. That was her PC where she was playing solitaire on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, and Mohun, and I was playing Mohun a lot, and she like taught me solitaire as well. So we played that. I played that on her PC, and then I just remember. I can't remember if when we moved. Like I was 9 when we moved to our home, like my hometown, my now hometown.
Alarm!
Alarm,
Alarm!
which is so we moved to Felden when I was 9. And I remember because Ben and I like know each other since we're alive, or since I'm alive. He knows me since I'm alive because he's
Mm-hmm.
1 year older, and his parents were friends with my aunt. And he came by once a year in summer for 1 or 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And in this 1 or 2 weeks, we always just like played nonstop video games until the early morning. And he brought his like GameCube with him,
Mm-hmm.
and we played Monkey Ball on it, and like all these super fun like party games like Mario Party back then,
Yeah.
one of the first ones, and all that. Like every day, every night, my little cousin, me, and Ben, once a year, 2 weeks, full gaming session. And then when I think it was in high school, then I got a PC for the school
Mm-hmm.
where I had to like write stuff and everything on it because we didn't always like write everything like in digital, guys. We had to
Oh,
actually
yep.
write.
I didn't even.
And
I only had the last 2 years, I think, of my, or like the last 3 years
mhm,
or 4 years maybe in school where I actually had a
yeah,
PC.
and I don't know, I was 13, 12, 13 back then, I think, when I had this PC. And we played, I can't remember this game. Ben showed me the game and gave me the CDs to install it.
Mm-hmm.
And we played that. It was the second part of the game already. I know that. I need to ask him if he remembers the name. It was like an RPG game, but I can't remember the name anymore.
Okay.
Maybe Diablo. It wasn't Diablo for sure.
Okay. It's like some kind of Diablo game,
I
but
need to ask
specific.
him. Maybe he remembers. That was the
Yeah.
first game on PC I played by myself then.
Mm-hmm.
Then puberty hit and I was just like out partying and everything so much for quite a few years. And then I actually started playing on PC on laptop. Again when I moved to Graz 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
when I was 19, and I started playing League of Legends. So between 15 and 19, like these 4 years, I didn't play much because I was
It's
just
kind of the
partying,
same for me. It's kind of similar.
school, yeah, finishing A levels and everything. And then I started like hardcore. This is where my actual addiction then started. And I realized, dude, this is what I always did when I was a child, and I don't know how I stopped. Oh, Sims, because you wrote it. Sorry, Sims. I
Yeah.
was addicted to Sims 2. I
Yeah,
played
exactly.
Sims
Sims
2
2.
so much.
I
Also
literally
with a
still
friend.
have the cases of them here. Like I
My
still
dad
have
should have them as
I
well.
have
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Still have them next to me. Yeah,
And
it
then
was yeah, sure.
sorry, just to finish this,
Yeah, go.
then like I started playing on laptop again, as I said, like
Mhm.
in like 10 years ago, and it was actually League of Legends, and that destroyed my whole life, and it was a blessing and a curse. So yeah, that's my story until
And then
19.
you started streaming when you met like Max and you were allowed to play on his PC and stuff, right?
That was 5 years or 4 years later then, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh shit. Yeah,
yeah.
for me it was kind of similar. So from the all the console stuff and playing game with my mom and stuff, we never really had a PC at home
Mm-hmm.
because my dad was kind of always against it. He said we would
Mm-hmm.
need it. Nobody needs the internet. Nobody needs PCs. Ha! Look at you
Mm-hmm.
now, Dad. Um,
Bitch.
so he never wanted that. So I remember getting my first PC in the year my parents divorced. That was when I was 11. So
Mm-hmm.
2001. We got our first family PC, if you want.
Mm-hmm.
It was again the same uncle that got me the Game Boy or like showed me the
Yeah.
Game Boy for the first time. And he had like a lot of PCs at home. And you remember when you still had like the floppy disks where you didn't even
Mm-hmm.
have the CDs. So it wasn't this time. Like he showed me like games on the floppy disks, and he got us our first PC where that already had like a CD-ROM
Mm-hmm.
thingy where you could put the CD in. So that was our first PC that we got, also with internet, with the dial-up internet that made like the great sound and stuff. Um, yeah, and I remember, but the very first time I played a video game on a PC was actually on a laptop of my grandpa. And that's not like a laptop. I sadly don't have it anymore. That laptop was as thick as a freaking dictionary. Like I'm not joking. Like, and it was only in black and orange. Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
you know those. Like, they look like kind of this military kind of things. So for
Yeah.
people that don't know, my grandpa, I mean, he's dead for a long time. He died when I was 4. So it needs to be a laptop out of the 90s or something. Like, that's
Damn.
actually crazy. Now that I think
Yeah.
about it, because he died when I was 4. So it was one of those laptops, and you don't have a desktop or a mouse or anything. You would open the PC, it would boot up, it would make the noises when you turn it on.
Yeah.
And then you had to put in like the exec of the thing you want to do, if you want to type something or not. So my
Yeah.
grandpa was working as I didn't even finish my sentence, sorry. He was working in radio and television. Like he was casting skiing and was working in the radio again. So I think that's why he was really into technologies. He also had like one of the first phones that was like in the suitcase kind of thing. You know those? Like the first mobile phone. Yeah, and he had a Formula 1 game on there that you would like drive just with the arrow keys. And they had like the real Formula 1 tracks and stuff. And you could like speed up and slow down. So that was the first game I ever played on this really
That's
old
why you're
laptop.
so into Formula 1, huh?
Yeah, like Formula 1 is for me deeply rooted into
Very
the men.
nostalgia. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's really bound with that. Like first of all, with my grandpa being like casting that kind of stuff on television and radio, and then my dad itself, like I would watch with my dad always Formula 1. But and then first PC at home, I would play. My first game ever that I got was from my uncle back then as well on a PC, and it was called Woodruff.
Okay, what is that?
It's really, really cool. I would still play this game. I don't know if it's still available. I need to check. Actually, that is the first game I played. It's Woodruff and the Schnibble of Azimut. I'm not kidding. That's the name of the game. It's super weird. It was like kind of I never finished the game actually. It is a detective game. So I think the Schnibble of Azimut was stolen or whatever. We still don't know what the Schnibble of Azimut is, or I at least don't know. And you had to bring it back. And I'm gonna show you a picture later of Woodruff. He looks really weird. Like it's a comic-y style game, and it's like a point and click detective game, so you had to find clues, so you can click everything. You can click a frog and then it jumps and that kind of stuff. I remember Verena having the first PC, and
I need to look this up.
Woodruff. I'm not sure if I spelled it even right in the thing. It looks really weird. He looks like he has a football hat and like blonde hair. Woodruff. Sorry, I spelled.
I think rough.
Rough. Okay,
like,
yeah.
I found a game. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like the first game, and then with Verena, she would have those learning games. Do you know Adi and Adi Junior? You know those games where you would learn math and English and German. So
I'm not sure.
It was like a learning software for your PC where you would learn the subjects in school on a PC.
Yeah.
And every time you would learn something afterwards, you're allowed to play mini games. So memory, or like, you could customize a Barbie. Like there were Barbie games like this as well, or something with I remember she had a game also with, what is it called? The egg that sits on the little wall and falls down.
Wow.
You know the fairy tale that I mean, right? Fuck, I don't remember. I don't remember what it's called. Anyway,
I can't recall it.
She had a lot of those kind of learning games that were kind of cool. And then I got like my cousin that he was really into gaming, and he would have, do you know those old magazines that you would get like I think once a month or something?
Yeah, the gaming magazines.
The CDs,
yes.
And that would come with CD-ROMs, and that would have like full games on it. Like I remember there was the first Diablo game on it, like months later after it was released, then for free in a magazine. And I would always get from my cousin his old CDs that he doesn't need anymore. And I think there was Sims on it once, like the first Sims. Then I got into that. Then I bought like all the Sims 2. I still have all of the cases with all the expansions. Like my poor mom had to buy me like all of the expansions, I would cry if I wouldn't get them. So Sims, and from those CDs, also one of the games that really stuck in my memory was Black and White.
What's that?
That was a really cool game. So you basically played God. It was the first multiple choice game, like you built your own story kind of thing. So if I remember correctly, I might be completely wrong, but I think you chose an animal, like a cow or whatever it was, and then you would be the god of a village or something. I'm not sure if that was it. And you could always decide if you do good or evil. And so it was Black and White, right? So you could decide if you were like a tyrant and make everybody sick and kill everybody, or if you're a good god and give them health and fertility and food and whatever. So I remember this game because my cousin played it super fucked up. Like he wanted to be super evil and destroy everything. I was like, no, you can't do that. You need to be nice. So it was like that kind of memory for me as well, where I was like, oh my God, there's people that play evil shit. Like, what is this? Like, you can't make decisions like that. Even if it's in a video game, you can't,
It's like, it sounds like you got it from the church, like your parents after like Sunday church walk, they got the CD-ROM from the Pope or the priest there. It's like, okay, give this your child. She learns how to play, like how religion works.
Yeah, exactly. No, but the game is actually really good. I think they even made some newer versions of that kind of game.
Okay.
It's really cool because like obviously you can completely decide, and I think it always tells you like, oh, you're 70% good and 30% evil or whatever, And you have like, I don't remember, but I think you have something like a little devil and a little angel, like where you that ask you for the decisions. I'm not sure at all anymore though, because it's been so long ago.
I just remembered.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry, can I throw this in?
Sure.
We actually had a family PC then, because I was addicted to the first Harry Potter games. I was playing.
Really?
I was playing the first one and the second one. Which ones with the spiders? Chamber of
Second one, I think.
Yeah, and I played that. I was so addicted to this game that I had nightmares of the spiders and everything in the game. And then I was like, dude, I had to stop. I literally had to stop playing for a while because it bothered me so much in my sleep because I couldn't get past these like tasks or this level that I kept dreaming about the spiders coming into my room and all of that. Yes. That was
Oh
when I was
no.
in elementary school.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was like the PC, but it was all like a family PC. It was like in an
Mhm.
office, and we had like really limited time that I was allowed
Yeah.
to be on a PC because it was also my mom at that point then had a new boyfriend, and he was really strict with that kind of stuff as well.
Mhm.
I also remember that was the time when we were start burning CDs, where you would download like the songs of your
Yes.
favorite bands, and you would make your own like.
LimeWire.
Yes, exactly. So that was the one thing. Like, I really don't like the boyfriend of my mom. She's still with him. But that was the one cool thing that he always did for me. I could make him a list of songs that I wanted to, and he would burn a CD for me. So that was the.
Illegally downloading, guys. Can you
Yep. I
imagine
still
that?
have
We
those. I still have those
Yes,
CDs where it
same.
says, and he always wrote on it Julia Hits 2000 and I don't know. And like I have all the fake Blink albums and everything,
Yeah.
like my emo music and everything. I loved that. And
We were criminals back then.
oh yeah, holy shit! Like if that would have been, dude, we would all go to prison if they would like charge us and that kind of stuff. Honestly,
I even I had a cracked PS2 so you could play burn
all the
game
all the
all the
burnt
games.
games on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, that was our family PC, and I think I got my first own PC very late. I think I was like 16 or something,
Mhm.
like 15, 16. But in between, I got then consoles. So I got my PlayStation 2. Do you know how I got my fucking PlayStation 2? My
How?
dad is so funny. So my parents were already divorced, and he was like, okay, what do you want to have for your birthday? And I was like, oh yeah, I really would like to have a PlayStation. He's like, okay, you know what, I saw in the, I hope I said it correct, not porn but the pawn shop, like you know what a
Mhm.
pawn shop is, like where you,
Mm.
if you need money, like you bring something that's worth a lot of money to a shop in exchange for money.
Mhm.
So somebody pawned their PlayStation there with games in it.
Mhm.
And my dad went there and he bought the PlayStation 2 back then from the pawn shop for me.
Mhm.
And it had, and I think I was really young. I don't even know, when did the PlayStation 2 came out? PS2
Let me check.
release. That was in 2000. So
23 years ago.
yeah,
That's
and I think it was
insane.
probably like 1 or 2 years after that when I got it, so it was probably like 12 or something, because I know my mom didn't want me to have one, but my parents were divorced. My dad is like, ha, I'm gonna buy it for you, and then your mom can't do anything about it. And what we didn't know, when he bought the PlayStation, there was a game in it, and it was like a horror game in it. It was like
What?
it was like a you're like a samurai and you have to
Mhm.
fight monsters. Like it's a really dark game. I think they still
Mhm.
have it, but horror game, PS2 samurai. What is it called? Yeah, exactly. Onimusha is the name of the game. That was the game.
Onimusha?
Onimusha, yeah.
I have it.
Onimusha.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so scary. You were like fighting against like skeleton warriors in like
Yeah.
samurai armor, and it was really, really scary. Like I could barely play it. I would play like half an hour, and afterward I would be like, I can't anymore. My mom would be, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, sure, mom. All good in here. 12 years old playing a fucking. I had nightmares from this game. It was scary.
Mm.
And then I like bought later on like Skyrim and all of those kind of games, and Battlefield, and I got really lost into Skyrim back then. I don't even remember when the Skyrim came out, like all the Elder Scrolls games. So I played those a lot till I was 15 or 16 when I got my first PC. Until then, I never played online multiplayer. Like I only played solo player games.
Neither did
right?
I. Yeah.
The only time I played co-op was like with my cousins, you know, on a Nintendo 64 with the
Yeah,
controllers,
yeah.
Mario Party, stuff
Local.
like that. Exactly, local.
Yeah, yeah.
Real LAN, split screen games.
Yes. Oh my god.
The good times, the good times. So yeah, that was that. And then with 16, I got my first PC in my room. I got internet up there. I got like the cable wrapped through the whole house. And then it was Verena actually that brought me to playing online multiplayer video games.
Fucking
Because
Verena.
yeah, Verena, it's all Verena's fault that I'm now
Yeah.
living from playing video games. Because for people that don't know, Verena is my young neighbor. She's kind of like my sister. She's 3
Yeah.
years younger than me. And she was always really, really addicted to World of Warcraft. So you have to think about it. I was 16. That means she was 13 back then. And she was super addicted to World of Warcraft. Still is, till this day. Still plays WoW every
Yes.
single day. Nothing else. Only World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Not even memeing. Love you to death, Marina. And that was this thing. I even have the picture here. Wait, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna grab this quick for the people on YouTube. I still have a picture. I'm gonna show it right now of Verena, me, and another friend of us when we played World of Warcraft together, of our characters when we went on our first raid. So yeah, I just wanted to show that. So yeah, anyway, Verena was an achievement hunter, and there was a new achievement that if you would refer a friend and that friend would play for a month and then renew their subscription, you would get a free mount. And Verena didn't know anybody beside of her brother that was already playing because it needed to be a new player. So she was like, Julia, can you have internet, right? Can you just play this for a month and then renew for a month so I can get my mount? And I was bored in school, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, go and play it.
Yeah.
And I got instantly hooked. I was gone. Like, I played it for a month and I was like, holy shit, there's so much to do. There's like, I lost myself in the World of Warcraft. And from that day on, from 16, I think till, I don't even know, till I was like 19 or something, 20. I only played World of Warcraft. I did not do anything else. Like, it was just World of Warcraft. And I was addicted. Mm-hmm.
Or wasn't it Warcraft?
No, that is WC3, was du meinst? Warcraft 3? No, World of Warcraft.
Okay.
No, really World of Warcraft.
Okay. Because I actually started, like, before I played League.
You played Warcraft?
Which laptop was that even on? I had a laptop, I remember. No, we played Guild Wars 2. Ben was like,
really?
Ben was playing Guild Wars. Like, he was a huge fan of Guild Wars. I had no clue, no idea what that game was. And then in 2012, he gifted my cousin Guild Wars 2, and he played, I don't know, for a few like days, and then didn't touch the game anymore. And I was like, hey, I'm interested. And then I took his game. It was like his CD, and installed it. And then Ben, his older brother, which was like, I think 50 back then, or 48, like end of 40s, and me and one of like his brother's friend, we played Guild Wars 2 like non-stop the whole holiday, 2 months of holidays in summer. And that was actually my very first multiplayer game, like
that's
online.
Really cool. It's really cool. Like for me, it was as well. Like I started 2006. There was still classic WoW. And I was so lost though, because so kind of Verena was kind of sneaky because she just wanted to get me to play this month, and she didn't really care about playing with me. She just wanted a mount, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. So she just like pushed me to max level, played, but she didn't explain me anything. She's like, oh, here's a quest. You accept the quest. You do what he says. You bring it back. She didn't tell me that there were dungeons you can go into, that there's raiding, that there's PvP, that like I would be asking like every NPC that I would see standing around. I would be like, is this a real person? Is that an NPC? Like I would try to like talk to everybody. Like I would whisper people. I would whisper NPCs, and she's like, dude, that is a fucking NPC. And so she pulled me through for like a month, and then I renewed. She got her mount, and she kind of like, oh yeah, she's a noob. She doesn't know anything about the game. So let her just do whatever, right? But somehow I got to know like one or two of her friends because they helped her push me to max level and stuff. And then they were like, oh yeah, we should go into a dungeon. I would be like, what is a dungeon? Like I didn't even know, like with the gear, you know, she's just like, take the one with the purple color or like the blue color. Like I didn't even know like how to see
the rarity and everything.
The rarity, the stats, like what do I need or anything. I remember playing a hunter because obviously I'm a girl and I wanted a pet, right? E-girl. No, and then like once that was gone, I had like this one friend that kind of explained me everything, and then I even realized that this world of possibilities was even so much bigger. And then I just got lost in there. And then I think Burning Crusade came out
Mm-hmm.
a year later, or maybe even in that year. And I kind of explored more or less, but to
Mm-hmm.
really, really got into it, it was when Wrath of the Lich King came out. That was like the big add-on with like the Death Knights and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I saw the class, I rerolled, I played Death Knight, and that was when my life was over. That was like from I think 2008 to 2010 till Cataclysm came out. I was gone. So from 18 to 20, I dedicated my whole life. I somehow passed my A levels with like good grades, no problem. But like my mom was like, "Are you okay? You just play video games?" I mean, I don't really remember because see the thing was my boyfriend back then was also playing World of Warcraft, but he never
Mm-hmm.
played with me.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Wow.
was like, yeah, he was doesn't matter. But yeah, so and then when Cataclysm came out, I kind of lost interest in World of Warcraft, and then I started playing League. And then, the whole streaming thing started.
Well, well,
Then it
well.
all went downhill, just like for Steffi. League ruined us all.
Yes. Yes.
Ah,
First touch in like with the real gaming world where everyone's just insulting
toxic.
you
Yeah.
for every single thing. Oh,
Yeah.
good
So,
memories.
Steffi, question. If you could only play one game for the rest of your life, which one would it be?
You know what's funny? As much as I
Is it
I am an
Overwatch?
FPS gamer, right?
Is it
No.
Overwatch? No?
If it was a good game or not a dead game, maybe yes. But when it comes to the people I play the games with, it would be still League.
Really?
Because my best, yes, you know why? Because my best times, like my best gaming times or the fun times, are with Ben. I
Yeah.
have the best gaming time with Ben because we're just like
Fucking
goofing
around.
around and fucking around and having so much fun together. Mentality wise, I would never choose League because it would destroy me,
Mhm.
probably, or will destroy me. If I could only play this game, I'd kill myself. But
In a video
um,
game?
but I'm an FPS gamer, so for now, my favorite game at the moment is Apex. I love this game. If I really had to choose, you're right. Overwatch was also. If I can stick to Overwatch when it was good
Okay, let's say top
before,
three. Let's see top three. The game in
yes,
whatever
please.
stage for it. Okay, let's say top three
um,
games for you. From 3 to 1. Let's go.
it's tough. Uh, for sure, League, Apex, and what's the third?
Good times
I need
Overwatch.
something I can play off stream, offline, right? Only for myself.
You have to think about it. Should I do mine in the meanwhile? While you think
A
about it?
Star Wars game,
Star
probably.
Wars game? Okay. For
Great.
me, it would probably be Wrath of the Lich King. Like WoW
Mhm.
times. That is probably
Mhm.
like some of my best memories. And like but it might also just be the romanticizing of the
Yeah.
nostalgia, right?
Yeah. Same here. But
So I mean it might come out this year, like the
yeah.
classic WoW thing. So I'm gonna see how I re-experience it. But that was if I could get those times back in
Mhm.
like 2008, that would be amazing. That was really great
Mhm.
memories. But then I need one FPS game. See, the thing is, if you would have asked me years before, like 2 years before, I would be 100% Counter Strike. Like Counter Strike,
Yeah.
such a good game. But I just hate Valve. I just hate the developers, how they don't give a shit about the community. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Valorant over CS. Just because
Mhm.
even though when it comes to a pure game, CS is the better game. I have to admit that. But in a bigger picture, I will have to choose Valorant over and over again. So it would
Mhm.
be third, probably Rough the Lich King, second Valorant, and first I have to say League as well.
Mhm.
Because it's a game
That's
I always
insane.
go back to it. It's
Yes,
like
same.
the fucked up relationship. You know, it's not
Riot
good
just
for
has my
you.
soul.
Same.
It's
Look at me.
we sold our souls,
I
Julia.
choose Valorant over Counter-Strike
Yeah,
over and
Riot
over
Games
again.
they have our souls. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. So that's that. The video game, but it's funny because it goes hand in hand, because also the video game that brings out the worst in me is League of Legends.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's
You know
like,
me.
yeah, so it's like the kind of like favorite games, but also games that bring out the worst in you. So yeah, and the best memories, I think I already answered, was like Rough the Lich King for me. What was like the best gaming memory for you?
Best gaming memories for me, definitely Monkey Ball times, the summer holidays when Ben was in Corinthia gaming with us, and we just played. We even Monkey Ball and Slenderman, when the very, very, very first Slenderman
the
came
first
out.
one.
In, I don't know, 2010 or 11, we put a camera on the side and just filmed us, like our reaction. We didn't even capture the
You have this
monitor.
video still?
Yes, it's on YouTube.
No! Oh my god,
It
you
is
need
on
to show
YouTube.
me. You need to show me that,
Yes.
please. I
That
want to see that.
was, I guess, 7 or no, longer. That was, oh, I have the date there. I wrote everything down there. Ben edited it, and we just captured ourselves playing Slenderman, screaming the shit out of
I
us.
need to watch
My
that
aunt
after.
was so pissed because we were literally just screaming the whole day. My cousin still has PTSD from it because he was super young back then.
Oh no. Alarm.
So yeah, Monkey Ball for sure. Monkey Ball is my best gaming memory, and obviously with my parents, right? Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, those were golden times for me.
Yeah, I have to add to the Rough the Lich King times 2 more things, like my top 3 gaming moments. That one, then when I actually played competitive Counter-Strike and we went on LAN with the girls. That was like, and actually me not playing like ass on LAN, like I actually had a fucking ace, and not ace, how do you say it in FPS
5K,
terms?
like
a 5K, yeah, like I wiped enemy team. So like that, just the adrenaline playing in front of people, having people standing next to you, seeing your teammates screaming, and all the energy around you, that is something that I've never experienced in a different way before. So that needs to be in there for sure. And then the memory when I was like really, really young and I would be playing split screen games on the Nintendo 64 with my cousins. So those are my favorite ones. And now to the people listening, like we would love to hear your top gaming moments, your top games. Yeah, and then I think we're pretty far down. So one more question before we go to the last discussion point with the what is a real gamer, or what is a real gamer girl, or whatever. Is there any game that you're looking forward to, Steffi?
Now? Any kind of Star Wars game, but the Lego, I have to say, because the Lego game's coming out on the 5th, or came out already. But I don't really like the Lego games, but there's a bunch of games, like Star Wars games, like open world and stuff in development right now, and I can tell you if these games come out, I am not putting a foot out of my apartment anymore.
Okay.
Because I will get soaked up into the Star Wars world and I will live there forever. So I'm looking forward to those. Obviously, I'm an Overwatch OG. I have no hope for it, but I am still looking forward to Overwatch 2. It hurts my heart.
If it comes out.
But I'm excited for it. I can't help myself. It's Overwatch, and Overwatch times back in the days when Tim was still playing in the Tatman and everyone was playing Overwatch. My best online streaming times ever. I really enjoyed those like times. Is there anything else coming out on my radar?
the only thing that I'm really looking forward to is an MMO called Palia.
Oh yeah.
That's the one I'm really looking forward to. I sadly couldn't get into the alpha or the beta so far. So it's basically an MMO set in like a high fantasy world, but you can also build in it like in Sims. So imagine an online multiplayer, cartoony, cute looking, elvish everything mixed in with Sims, and you can like do farming stuff, kind of like in Animal Crossing as well,
Mm.
as far as I understand that. So that is a game that I'm looking really, 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 really forward to, but
Are
I
you
haven't
looking
gotten
forward?
to. Yeah.
Sorry, are you looking forward to the Harry Potter game?
Oh yeah, yeah. Of course, obviously Harry Potter game.
But you know what's the sad part about it? It's not multiplayer.
It's not. Aw,
Mm-mm. Um,
sucks.
I
But
wish, like,
still,
imagine being together in Hogwarts, running around,
oh,
doing
that would be
stuff
so cute.
together. That
But
would
then
have been
again,
so cool.
Imagine the worst between the poor Hufflepuffs and the rest of us.
I don't care. I I would just have loved to play this with friends
Yeah,
instead
that's
of
true.
playing it
That's
alone
true.
again.
That's true.
But yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. But I think the game's gonna be pretty cool, and like there will be a big hype about it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. So let's come to our last question or our last topic that we want to talk about. The whole thing about, we teased with the title "Real Gamer Girls Near You," right? But it's
Mm.
actually a really serious topic in a way. Um, the whole thing is like what makes you a gamer, like especially as a female streaming on Twitch, you often get those things thrown in your head. Oh yeah, you don't even like video games, you're not even a real gamer, all of that kind of stuff. But what makes a real gamer? Like I
It's
think
like
it's such a stupid thing to tell somebody you're
yeah,
not a gamer. Like it
yeah,
doesn't fucking matter, does it? What games you
yeah.
play or if you're good at games or not. Like what see the thing, you don't have to be good at video games to be a gamer, right? Like that's
No.
the most annoying thing that I hear often on Twitch, like, "Oh yeah, you suck at the game. You're not a gamer." Dude, I can have 10k hours in a game and still suck at it. Like
The thing is,
what's
sorry.
the difference? Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
The thing is, for most of the people, gaming is still a hobby.
Yeah,
Just because we're on Twitch, and even on Twitch for 90% or 80% of the people, it's still their hobby. They just share it with you, no matter how good or bad you are. It's a passion of ours, and we enjoy playing video games. And you don't have to be the top gamer in this game as long as you enjoy the game. That's the most
exactly.
important part. You don't have to show off. Of course, like I'm very eager, I'm very competitive. I want to be good at a video game I really like. And I work for that. I You basically practice a lot by playing this game. But
Mhm.
if there's like other games you just started or whatever it is, or League, dude, I've been playing League for like 8 years, and I suck ass.
Same.
I'm fucking silver. You know what I mean? Like the
I'm
highest I got
bronze.
was gold.
I'm bronze too. I'm bronze too in League,
Yeah,
and
you
I
played
played for 10
Tebow,
years.
Julia. There's no.
See, toxic,
This is your
toxic again.
fault.
But can we
But
just agree? Can we just agree? It doesn't fucking matter if you play games on your phone, if you play
yeah,
games on
no,
a
it doesn't.
console or on a PC, if you're good or bad, if you play
Yeah,
an hour a day, or if you play fucking just on the weekends, or you play 8 hours a day, it doesn't fucking matter. To be a gamer
yeah,
just means that you play video games.
yeah.
And don't let anybody tell you that you're worth less than anybody else just because you have a higher or a lower rank
Yep.
than somebody. That all does not matter. Play games because you love playing video games. Even if you just, for example, there's so many people, for example, just love Sims or like Animal Crossing. And
Mhm.
I'm here with you. I have those days where, Steffi, you know it, like I love League. I love FPS games. I'm obsessed with being good
Yep.
in FPS games. That's the only game I'm kind of good at. But I also can enjoy a week of just playing Sims. If that's what
Mhm.
makes me happy in a week, then that's it. And it doesn't make me or anybody else less of a gamer just because you play video games that other people maybe don't play. So please,
Yeah.
please, please don't listen to those idiots that tell you that you're not a real gamer because you play certain games or whatever. So
Yeah, the
please
whole
just
white
ignore
knight
that.
shit. It's
Yeah.
just
Or
bullshit.
gatekeeping. Just
Yeah.
gatekeeping communities. Like you
Yeah.
can't be one
Yeah.
of us because yada yada yada. Nobody gives a fuck, honestly.
Yeah. Also, like back in the days, gamers were like these nerds, like a minority, and it was like this is not a real hobby. Why are you wasting your time with video games? Like people literally watch movies or Netflix all day, or listen or read books or whatever. These are all hobbies. And nowadays, gaming, like especially the past few years, right, in Austria,
Mm.
because we're often very behind with everything. Um, Gaming has become cool
Yeah,
and
exactly.
mainstream and gets promoted more. And for example, now when I see there's one ad, I think it's the Coca-Cola ad. I
Hmm.
see every Thursday when we watch Germany's Next Top Model. Um, and there's this ad where they play League of Legends Wild Rift on phone. And whenever I see these things or listen to the radio, because in the morning when I go to like take a shower and everything, I
Hmm.
either turn on Spotify or sometimes the radio, and there's like the game songs of Imagine Dragons they produced
Yeah,
for League of
exactly.
Legends. And this makes me feel so like not special, but I'm so happy to see these things, because
In the
whenever I see
mainstream,
this
right?
ad, yes, whenever I see this ad, it's like, hey, this is the game
This
I
is us.
play.
This is for
Yes.
us.
And I'm super
Exactly.
excited about this. So
Exactly.
it's very
See,
cool.
no, no, go
Yeah.
ahead, sir.
Not go on, go on, go on.
See, but that's exactly what I mean. Like this gatekeeping of people being
Yeah.
like, as you say, like before it was like a smaller community, just,
Yeah.
you know, special people under quotation marks, that would play or
Yeah.
nerds or whatever. And now you can see like, let's say the typical cheerleader and quarterback kind of dudes that years ago would have made fun of you if you were a gamer. Now they're playing video games themselves, or like
Yeah.
the girl from the gym, or like the fitness model from Instagram, or I don't know, a girl on Germany's Next Top Model likes to play
Yeah.
League of Legends or whatever it is, and now people are like, "You're a cool person. You can't be a gamer." Like we should be happy that the mainstream is coming into the whole gaming field. That opens so
Yeah.
many doors. That brings out so much more budget for companies to actually produce video games. That is
Yeah.
all like a good thing. And this gatekeeping is something so fucking toxic, and it's in
Yeah.
almost every community, and especially from a community that comes from being like kind of like underdogs, or like nerds, or people that were maybe bullied in the past. We should be happy and embracing those people. Why would we be the ones that try to exclude others while we
Yeah.
used to be the people that have been excluded in the past, right? It's so
Yeah.
freaking hypocritic to do those kind of things. So please stop judging people for what games they play, how much they play, or how good they are at it. Okay, beside of Sasu, because Sasu sucks, but it's okay. He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen to those podcasts, so we can say that. I'm kidding. No, but really, like, stop the hate, stop gatekeeping. It's just it doesn't help anybody. It just makes people feel uncomfortable and makes
Games
you
for
look like an
everyone.
asshole. Exactly. Gaming
Yeah.
is for everybody. It doesn't matter the age as well, obviously. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that was a really interesting topic, and I hope you learned a little bit more about our games that we like. And don't forget to tell us
Very nostalgia.
exactly your favorite memories. Do maybe you knew any of the games that we talked about? Maybe you know Woodruff, or Steffi's game. What was it called? Heart of Darkness.
Heart of Darkness. Has anybody played this? Let me
I
know,
think you're the only
guys.
one. I think you're the only one. Nobody knows it.
That was a dark one as well.
Yeah, but I think it was really really interesting. And I really love talking about this. It was really nice to like
Yep.
kind of indulge in memories, and yeah. Or
Yep.
maybe even you could also tell us the stories, like how you got into gaming. What was it? Did you also have an uncle that was playing the Game Boy in the toilet in Italy? Just like us?
Like
Is
us.
it always the uncles that brings you into gaming? Are your parents supportive towards the gaming, like that kind of stuff? Do you have gamers in your family? Like for me, my parents, for example, are the absolute anti-gamers. They don't know
Yeah.
anything. They don't play video games.
That was the good thing with my parents. Like my mom knew I was so addicted to League, right? I just want to throw this in before we
Mm-hmm.
end this.
Sure.
And I was living in Graz already, brought my laptop with me when I went home, and then I was gaming in the kitchen, like
Mm-hmm.
with my laptop with, I don't know, 200 milliseconds ping because her internet was so ass, but I was already used to it. And she like as much as she had to do in her apartment, like when she was literally throwing out and in the dishwasher. It was super loud, and Ben and I were always like laughing about it because he heard it in the back already. But she always understood that I cannot pause this game because it's an online game, so she didn't
That's
bother
nice.
me.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Oh
And
my
then
god.
obviously brother as well, so she was always like, okay, yeah,
I
watch me.
remember when I started streaming,
Mm,
and I would still live with my mom back then. And
yeah.
I remember whenever she would be screaming or needing something from me or walking in, the whole chat would always go crazy and be like, "Mom raid! Mom is coming in, hide!" So
Oh,
I
nice,
don't know if anybody can still remember it. Also good times.
nice.
But yeah, again, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you have any suggestions for future topics, or if you want to throw anything in, let us know about your experiences. We love you all. We appreciate you all. We wish you a beautiful rest of your week, a beautiful start in a new one. You got this. Don't forget, it's never too late to live your dreams.
Yep.
And have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.
Peace.
Peace. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Derps and Burps podcast.
If you enjoyed it, make sure to follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram at derps'nburps. See you online.